The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get some things happening here on the screen. And let's see, where are we? We should be here and here. And excellent. So welcome. Dove, I think you're here. Are you audio enabled yet? We're just a couple minutes before liftoff here. So the excitement is building. As folks are coming in, do me a huge favor. Make sure that you can hear and see everything okay. Just type yes in the question box. If you can see my title slide here that says the expert profit formula, how to launch or relaunch your expert business in turbulent times. And then audio should be coming through loud and clear. Please just type in yes in the question box, and we will know that you are totally tuned in and ready to rock and roll here. And let's see.
David, do you hear me?
Hey, Dove. Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome.
Okay. All right. It's been a while since I've used this system, so I did not remember how to turn my audio on.
I know. We're all so used to Zoom. So Mark is here, and Stefan, and Ellen, and Jeff. Thank you for chiming in yes in the question box. And I guess we've got the top of the hour here, Dove, so I'll turn it over to you for the big kickoff.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Dove Gordon here, and I appreciate you showing your interest in this topic. And my friend David Newman, who I've actually known, I mean, we're on and off for, I think it's more than 15 years.
I think it is.
Yeah. And it's been consistently positive, David, I have to say. So
thank you.
So David Newman, who runs Do It Marketing, which is an 8-person coaching and training firm that has helped over 1,000 consultants, coaches, and experts to grow their reach and revenue. David is a certified speaking professional and a member of the National Speakers Association. They are $1 million speaker group. And when it comes to marketing and revenue growth for experts, there are a few people who really walk their talk. David is one of them, and I've just I've been watching a little bit from a bit of a distance for the last couple of years, and David is just gets after it, and he just goes, and he's dedicated. And I've heard a webinar of his last year, and I really appreciated the framework, the thinking, and I look forward to what we're going to hear today. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and I'm going to turn it over to David.
Awesome. Thank you, Dove. I appreciate you, my friend. So let's hop right in. Just to make sure that you didn't wander off the interwebs into some strange dark corner where you don't belong, here is who today's masterclass is for. Consultants, coaches, and experts who want to dramatically ramp up their reach and revenue, or emerging consultants, or who I lovingly call corporate refugees, who want to escape the 9-to-5, or perhaps they've already been escaped, meaning that they're among the 40 million of the freshly unemployed US workforce, and you want to build a strong platform to launch a high-fee, expert-based business, or even seasoned consultants, not sure where to take their business or practice next, or how to nail down your most profitable niche, offers, business model, and prospecting plan, given this new normal that we're all facing and that we're all dealing with. So no matter where you are out of those 3 different categories, we will definitely have something here to help you. Here's the game plan and agenda for our time together. We're going to help you design the best expert model for you. We're going to talk about some list building, audience building strategies, very simple, to help you grow your audience fast. We're going to talk about the 4 keys and 3 decisions to help you unlock profit in this current environment that we're in. We're going to talk about some simple back-end systems to help you scale and grow your business. And we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is how to master high fee enrollment conversations and talk to people who are not only able to pay or willing to pay, but they are expecting to pay premium fees because they are looking for premium outcomes. And we're also going to have some things to talk about as far as next steps to help you make it happen. Big Q&A at the end, so I'm going to ask you to please hold your questions. I know things tend to go fast and furious in the question box, but I promise that I am happy to stay on here and answer every last question that you have about today's training until I outnumber you, which means 1-0. And I'm happy to stay for as long as necessary to make sure that you get maximum value from today's training. And there's also going to be an ethical bribe for the folks that hang out till the end for some pretty cool gifts that will also help you grow your expert business. Now, the perilous journey that brought me to the privilege of speaking with you today, and I know that Dov just mentioned that we've been friends and connected for over 15 years, and so he remembers these bad old days in my particular career, but the rest of you might not know. So I actually had a corporate career, like many people do. Starting in 1987, I actually went to graduate school, and my first job was actually teaching at my graduate school, which was the City University of New York. Then I got into technology training with a boutique consulting firm that used to be called Online Consulting, headquartered in Wilmington, Delaware. They then changed their name to ONLC. Maybe initials are cooler, I don't know. Then I got into HR and management consulting at a big firm called Towers Perrin here in their Philadelphia office. And then I rounded out my corporate career working at PeopleSoft, which was a big software company. This is before they were purchased by Oracle Corporation in the early 2000s. Now, there is a timeline here that's worth noticing. I was at PeopleSoft, and it was our 5th reorganization during my 3.5 years there. And I got transferred from having the best boss of my career to the worst boss of my career. That was when I decided to go out on my own. I filed papers with the Pennsylvania Department of State for the corporation papers, and this was in August, like I have here. Signed up with a franchise training company, which is still around to this day. They're called 360 Solutions, based out of Waco, Texas. And I was ready. I was geared up. I was positioned. I had my workshops. I had gone to Denver for some 360 Solutions training. I was ready to go. And then this happened. So September 11th, 2001, probably not a great time to start a business, just like the economic downturn of 2008, 2009 for folks that started their business during that time. And maybe you're looking at this right now saying, wow, this is a terrible time to start an expert-based business as a consultant or coach or speaker or trainer or online course creator. But here's the interesting connection between September 11th, 2001 and the launch of my business. As I mentioned, in August, I filed the paperwork. I get the paperwork back a few days after 9/11. And my paperwork incorporating my LLC as a business entity was date stamped September 10th, 2001. So they processed it, they put it in the mail, the world changed in a profound, permanent way, just like our world today has changed in some profound, permanent ways. Put it in the mail, took a couple days to get there, and it landed at my doorstep, date stamped September 10th, 2001. Looking back on those early days, I genuinely had no idea what I was doing. I had no fans, I had no connections, I had no clients, I had no clue. I didn't meet my friend Dov Gordon until I think about 2003, when we were in a client group together and started to become friendly and connected online. And the next 3 years, I struggled quite a lot. And I'll show you some of the struggles specifically and some of the mistakes. I'm going to encourage you right now. The training starts here. Mistake number 1. I mentioned I signed up with a franchise training company. They gave me 30 different workshops. When you're out in the marketplace with 30 different workshops, you become what I call a grocery bag speaker. This was my first one sheet. Here's my 30 workshops. The problem with this is that there was no clarity to my expertise. Jack of all trades, master of none, not a very compelling value proposition. Second mistake, I kept changing my identity in the marketplace. Literally, different websites, different brands, different business cards. I could never settle on who I wanted to be in the marketplace. This is one of my early brands. I think actually Dove and I met probably during my unconsulting days. This is an actual snapshot from the website back in 2005. And I worked with everybody. I worked with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, solopreneur, consultant, salespeople, business owner, executive. I wrote a book called Unconsulting, 95 Ways to Get More Done, Make More Money, and Rediscover the Joy of Business. I might as well have said generic consultant that can talk about anything, anytime, for any fee. And that was not a recipe for success. The problem there, of course, is no focus. No focus. The third mistake, which what I call nightmare partnerships from hell, is I didn't have enough self-confidence or self-esteem to make some big, bold business moves on my own. So I connected with partners. And I specifically had 2 nightmare partnerships from hell, but at least one of them landed me in the pages of the New York Times. Take David Newman. Take poor little David Newman of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, who got ripped off to the tune of $45,000 because his erstwhile partner was a narcissistic sociopath. That's not what the story actually says, but that was the real story that I couldn't exactly tell the reporter. This article you can still find online. It's called Friends Don't Always Make Good Partners. That probably is the understatement of the decade. And there's the link. So I could not make decisions. I always felt I wasn't good enough with money. I need a money partner. I wasn't good enough with sales. I need someone who's good in sales to be my partner. I wasn't good with lead generation, so I need a partner who can make cold calls and send emails and generate leads. I failed to make the key decisions, and I abdicated a lot of these to partners, not having the self-confidence and the self-esteem that I needed to make these decisions on my own. Now, the turnaround came when I started to get a little bit of clarity about some of these problems, and I looked to the right mentors and the right coaches who changed everything. Because these 3 foundational pieces, the clarity, the focus, and the decisions, and we're going to spend a lot of time today digging into these for you. The clarity, the focus, and the decisions are the foundation that every consultant, every expert, every thought-leading solopreneur needs to get crystal clear on. So who are you in the marketplace? Who do you serve? What problems do you solve? How much do you charge? How can people buy what you do? And I stopped doing things that didn't work. And I want to kind of check in with you and see if some of these sound familiar. The first one I call marketing craziness, which is trying to do every marketing tactic all the time. The second one is sales malpractice, where I found myself talking to 90% non-buyers, non-economic buyers. And the third one is revenue dips, because I was undercharging and wrong charging. I'm curious, type in the question box either the word craziness, if you've experienced this marketing craziness like I did. Type in the word malpractice, if you spend too much of your time talking to non-buyers, non-decision makers. And type in the word dips, if you find yourself with some of these revenue dips caused by undercharging and wrong charging like I did early on. And by the way, these aren't just early on problems. I've worked with mid-career consultants and trainers and speakers and thought leaders, and I've even worked with some seasoned and advanced folks that find themselves sometimes pulled back into marketing craziness. Go ahead and type in craziness in the question box. Sales malpractice, type in malpractice in the question box, and type in dips if you've gotten these dips, no matter where you are in your career. So let's kind of go to the question box, see who's who, what's what. So Jeanette and Jeff and Michael and Nancy and Ellen and Orly and Gabby and Jeff. Okay, great, fantastic. So lots of craziness, craziness and dips, malpractice, dips. Great. I mean, not great, but it's great that I'm not alone. At least I'm not alone. I can take a little bit of solace in that fact. So thank you for being so transparent and vulnerable here. Now, fast forward to today, back when there were live events, right? Back in the good old days, the ancient history. I speak all over the country. I've also spoken in Canada and Germany and a couple other places, but mostly here in the US. We have an amazing client group. The second picture is our Platinum Council client group. We had a meeting in Philadelphia last year, and that was a lot of fun. I am the author of 2 best-selling books, Do It Marketing, that came out in 2013, also brand new in soft cover in 2020, and then the Do It Speaking book came out in January of 2020. I also have these logos. These are not my clients. These are the clients of our clients. So we help people get in and do consulting and coaching and training and virtual speaking work with companies like Lockheed Martin and KPMG and Disney and Bank of America, General Electric, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Nike, NASA, Dell, Microsoft, BMW. So I no longer serve the corporate market, even though I did that for the first 10 years of my career. What I'm especially proud of, and I've got some nice, marquee names on my personal client list, but who cares about that? If you want to serve companies like these are the kinds of companies that we help our clients do work for and get paid from. And then the last thing here in the lower right-hand side corner is that 38,000 people get our daily email, which is, it's kind of insane to even think about that, because like I said, I started with no list, no fans, no subscribers, no nothing. And like so many of us, I am a 20-year overnight success. I now, of course, help our clients that they do not need to wait 20 years for this kind of success. We've made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. And really, your success is our success, because I know what it's like on both sides of the street. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to succeed. And I'm here to tell you, succeeding is a lot more fun. You have expertise that the world needs right now, probably more than ever before. And your expert business needs a solid foundation with the following building blocks: messaging, packaging, positioning, a business model, a service menu, a pricing strategy, and a fee schedule that works, and that's going to be high fee, high value, and also how to get having a marketing and a sales system that will bring you a steady stream of leads, clients, and cash. And some of those building blocks, most of those building blocks, we're going to talk about here on today's masterclass. The 3 success factors that I promised you are the 3 success factors that I was missing in my first 3 years. Clarity, focus, and decisions. The clarity of who you are, what you offer, why it's different, what we now call articulation and distinction. Focus, which is a crystal clear, laser focused, exact identification of who you serve and what problems you solve. And then making some foundational decisions in your business around marketing strategies, marketing tools, how to find prospects, how to set and get profitable fees. Those 3 things are going to be the basic building blocks of everything that we talk about today. Without those 3 things, your strategy is always changing, right? That's where you get the grocery bag speaker. That's where you get the handful of business cards. You're not sure, what identity is going to work, what niche, what target market. Your tactics are scattered and exhausting, and your results are both inconsistent and lower than you know they should be. Again, let's pop into the question box real quick. I want to just take your temperature on this. Have we had some experience with these 3 problems? Type in the word strategy if you find that your strategy is always changing. You're kind of ping-ponging from one strategy to another. Your tactics, type in the word tactics if you feel that you've got some tacticitis and the tail is wagging the dog to some extent. You're hoping the tactics will solve your strategic problem and you're just wearing yourself out with 100 different marketing jobs that you never liked in the first place. And then type in the word results if you feel that your results are more consistent than you would like and below what you know they could be and should be. So strategy, tactics, results. Some people have all 3. Strategy and tactics, strategy and the results, all 3. All three with lots of exclamation points. Yes, 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 yes. Got it. So I think we have a pretty much even spread across the board here. All right. All right, tactics, tactics, and tactics from Orly and Jeanette and Michael. Strategy from Ellen and Orly. Results from Nancy. Yeah, okay, great. I think we got everybody. Now, let's go back. I want to talk about clarity and the outcome of having crystal clear clarity on who you serve, what you do, and why they would value it. Bryn Tillman came through our program, and listen for the clarity language here. During David's program, I saw a clear path to building a much bigger business. I got 2 new clients the first week just by doing my homework. With the clarity I got by going through this course, I will triple the size of my business this year. So sometimes what holds us back, what keeps us on that gig to gig hamster wheel or wrong charging or undercharging, is we don't know what the full picture looks like. We're not fully in touch with the size and the scope and the breadth of the business that we can build, because if you're not clear on kind of where you're going, it is very tough to see beyond the first or second step on that staircase. What Bryn is saying is that once she made the foundational decisions, the clarity and the vision opened up so that she could literally open the floodgates of her business, start hiring people and partnering with people, and then things started to escalate and multiply, which is a very exciting place to be. Focus. Let's talk about focus. Glenn Carver is a guy that we worked with, really great guy, great client, great friend. He came through the program. He was very much like me in the early days. He was trying to be everything to everyone. And we decided, based on his experience, based on his professional track record, based on his expertise, the best place for him to go was small and mid-size CEOs and to work with small and mid-size companies and their CEOs, presidents, and owners. So he says here, I delivered 2 free talks to 2 CEO groups last month, as you suggested, that generated a $2,500 gig and a $5,000 gig. The $2,500 gig should turn into my first long-term client. This is about focus leading to action, right? So if you think about it, if you're trying to boil the ocean and market everything to everyone, like I was in the early days and like Glenn was before he came to us, we said, okay, here is who you are. Here is who you serve. Here is the caliber and type and size of problem that you solve. Spend every moment focused on those people that have that problem, and the floodgates will open. So again, another teaching point in this particular case study is that focus opens up the results. When you're unfocused, you're like I was in the early days, willing to do any work for anyone, for any reason, to solve any problem at any fee. And that is the opposite of expert positioning. That is generalist positioning. So here are the 4 keys. Here are the 4 keys that I promised you. If you had the answer, if you had a blueprint and a plan to answer these 4 questions, I'm curious where you feel your business might be. Number 1, what do you do? And you either love that question or you hate that question. Generally speaking, people don't love or hate questions. They love or hate their answer to those questions. So imagine if you finally felt comfortable knowing who you serve and what problems you solve and how to talk about it so that prospects want to buy. That is the first part of the challenge. Second item is, how do you do it? What are the steps and structure, and what kind of personal support are you getting to make these strategic decisions so that we can replace confused stuckness with action and results like we just saw with Glenn? Number 3, and I hear this all the time from all kinds of folks that we talk with in the expert industry. David, I can't find good clients. I can't find clients with budget. I can't find clients that afford what I do. Where can I find real clients that have the ability to pay, the eagerness to pay, and the expectation that they will pay premium fees because I'm someone who's a premium provider and they're expecting premium results. Exactly where and how to get premium clients at premium fees, and how to build a high fee client getting plan that you will actually love, that you will actually enjoy doing. Rain or shine, happy or sad, when you get up in the morning, you've got a plan and the plan energizes you instead of exhausts you. And then number 4 is, what else can you do? What other profit centers, what other distribution modes for your expertise should we start working together to bring out and to bring online as other offers with different levels of depth, duration, and detail? So number 4 is going to be how to unlock more revenue with new distribution methods for your current expertise. You're already brilliant at solving the problems that you're solving, but maybe you're only doing that one way, and you're not doing it in a scalable way. You're not doing it in a way that can grow and multiply in an exponential way. So we would help you create your profit-rich integrated product suite of small, medium, large, and supersize offerings. Now, 3 make or break decisions to help you start down this path. Number 1 is decide who you are. Sounds simple. Sounds like, hey, this is the secret to life. Who am I? And why am I here? What's the meaning of life? How do I figure this out? A lot of people think it's just this first circle, that you just follow your passion, do what you're passionate, do what you love, and the money will follow. World's worst advice. And it is the world's worst advice because it's only 1/3 of the equation. The full equation is, yes, number 1, you do want to find out what are you passionate about. But then the second question that you need to decide is, who am I passionate about? Who do you want to spend most of your professional life talking to, helping, coaching, advising, consulting with? Who are they? What are they like? What are their behaviors, traits, personality characteristics, values, job titles? Are they working in a big company? Are they in a small company? Are they a solopreneur? Who are they? And then the third critical question is, for that group of people, we need to find out, what are they passionate to learn, do, or become? Let me repeat that. What are those people that you've decided you want to hang out with for your professional pursuits? What are those people passionate about learning, doing, or becoming? The intersection of these 3 circles is your expert-based business. So what are you passionate about? What topics, what expertise? Number 2, who are you passionate about? Who would you love to hang out with, love to have conversations with on a daily basis? And then number 3, for those people, what are they passionate about learning, doing, or becoming? And if you can help them do that, or learn that, or become that, you win. And now everything in your expert-based business becomes much, much easier. Second way to do this is by the process of elimination. Who's not for you? What kind of client? What kind of consulting project? What kind of group? What kind of industry? What kind of executive is absolutely not your cup of tea, that you wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole? So you have an inclusive list, then you have an exclusive list. That, I don't like working with people who think this way, or act this way, or believe these things, or hold these values, or exhibit these traits and characteristics. So figure out who is not for you, and by that process of elimination, you will zero in on more of your ideal clients and ideal prospects. The third thing that I recommend every expert do is to de-commoditize yourself. And here's my de-commoditize strategy. You need to figure out 3 areas of expertise at the intersection of which is what you do. So for example, the language, the syntax, you want to write this down somewhere, is when someone says, so Dove, what do you do? So David, what do you do? So Susan, what do you do? The best answer is, I work at the intersection of 1 + 2 + 3. So when someone says to me, for example, well, David, what do you do? And you say, well, thank you for asking. I work at the intersection of marketing, sales, and revenue growth. I do not say I'm a marketing consultant. I do not say I run a marketing coaching company. I say I operate at the intersection of marketing, sales, and revenue growth. Some of our clients, if they're a leadership expert, they will say, I operate at the intersection of leadership, strategy, and culture. A different leadership expert might say, I operate at the intersection of leadership, communications, and team engagement. Someone who talks about customer service, they say, I operate at the intersection of customer service, customer experience, and long-term loyalty. So you need to figure out what are your 3 circles, and I'd love to see some of these in the chat window. If you were to say, and we're just going to rough draft this right now together, I operate at the intersection of A plus B plus C, what are those 3 areas? What are those 3 disciplines that you pull together, that you synthesize, that you overlap, so that you're never lumped together, oh, he's just another leadership speaker. Oh, she's just a customer service lady. Oh, yeah, this person just does marketing. They're like all the other marketing consultants. Oh, here's an innovation person. Yeah, we've talked to a ton of innovation people. That's not really exciting. Oh, this gal does strategic planning. Terrific. Yeah, we already have a strategic planning person. Thanks a lot. So this is an instant way to decommoditize what you do and get that lean forward effect so people go, ooh, tell me more about that, or how does that work, or what do you mean, or give me a little bit more about that. Because now you are an overlap expert, right? Any one of these things is not enough. So when I say I operate at the intersection of marketing, sales, and revenue growth, and you've got your 3 things that you just typed in the question box, you say, have you ever had marketing coaching, marketing training before? Yes. I guess it didn't really move the needle on your results. No, it didn't. It was a total waste of time. Well, that's because you're missing element 2 and element 3. And I can go through all 3 of my circles. I can say, I bet you've done some sales training in the past. And that sales training probably didn't move the needle on your results either. Oh my God, we spent a fortune on sales training. No one liked the sales training. No one used it. Okay. And I bet you've tried some strategies, maybe even hired a consultant to talk about revenue growth or scaling or licensing or how to use your other assets in a much more scalable, leveraged way. Yeah, but we didn't end up doing anything with it and blah, 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 blah. So when I say I operate at the intersection of A and B and C, just like you're putting in the question box right now, you can now, the rest of that talk track is A by itself is not enough. B by itself is not enough. C by itself is not enough. So now you are a person of interest. Now you are someone who goes, yeah, that's why it never worked before. That's why we never had any kind of results or success. And you instantly separate yourself from the innovation consultant, the strategy coach, the sales trainer, the customer service speaker, whoever they've hired in the past is now left in the dust because you are now a category of 1. As my friend Joe Calloway says in his fantastic book by the same name. So let's see what we got here. We got Stefan says leadership, communication, change management. Orly says brand strategy, marketing, communication, and business growth. Nancy says advisory teams, management teams, and project teams, or strategy, innovation, implementation. I kind of like the second one better, but we can fine tune it. Just doing the rough draft here is going to leave you miles ahead. Certification, psychometrics, and staff development. So that's a little jargony, but a good start. Problem solving, profitability, and owner enjoyment. Very nice. Elsa says wardrobe, confidence, and up-leveling. Jeanette says leadership, culture, and conflict. Very cool. These are all great, and I see some more coming in also. Very, very nice. Good job on all of those. But that's the starting point. Don't stop there. But right now, you're a lot more interesting to prospects than you were 32 minutes ago. So congratulations. Next thing to think about for your expert-based business is depth with variety. And the secret here is to diversify while still specializing. Think in terms of a transformational outcome versus a transactional outcome, especially now in this kind of COVID-19, post-COVID-19 world that we find ourselves in. Any sort of transactional expert is a total commodity. What people are looking for is deep transformational change. And what you want your clients to say after some initial piece of work is not, oh, hey, that was great. You want them to say, oh my gosh, that was so fantastic. What else can you do for us? How can we get more? How can we go deeper? What's the next thing that we can do together? If you do that, you will get off that gig to gig transactional hamster wheel, and you will start to be able to upsell, cross sell, and penetrate each and every client account to a much deeper, more profound level, because you are now integrating what you do into their DNA. So I would encourage you to rethink and reimagine the depth and the detail that you can help people with, because obviously right now the world has a whole lot more problems than it did 4 or 5 months ago. And if you solve bigger problems, you get bigger checks. The key here is to repackage what you do for depth, duration, and detail. Different levels of depth, duration, and detail. Couple of examples for you. Adrian Davis, fantastic, very successful sales consultant up in Canada. We did some work together, and Adrian says, took a potential $50K to $80K deal, and with your exact coaching, I transformed it into a $300,000 deal. I can now see how to scale this business 10 times. I've been comfortable at 6 figures, and now with your help, we're going to hit 7 figures. I was undercharging and wrong charging. And again, notice that language. Undercharging and wrong charging. Shifted my mindset, and whole new vistas opened up. Helped me completely rethink and repackage. And that's what we're talking about right here. Rethink and repackage my expertise, so I'm now getting the real value that I'm worth. So think about, what are you doing on a transactional basis? And what are you selling on a transactional basis that you could reformulate into a transformational outcome? And that's what we did with Adrian. So he was happy to do sales training and sales coaching, 50K contracts, 80K contracts, that kind of thing. When we started doing sales transformation and sales leadership transformation programs, and gave him the blueprint and the conversation roadmap for how to talk about that in transformational terms, this particular deal that he's talking about was now a $300,000 deal and the biggest deal of his professional career. And he closed it. Would have been perfectly happy to take a check for 50K, 80K, 75K. It would have been a good day, but instead he had a good year that day. He had a good year that day. I like when clients have a good year on a given day with a given sale. Another one, Tony Lucero, who we just actually finished working with for the second time through, he says he used to be just a fantastic speaker, and Tony is still a fantastic speaker, but speaking is all that he did until we talked about reformulate, right? Transformation, different levels of depth, duration, and detail. That's the teaching point here. He says, long story short, I've picked up 2 coaching clients totaling $32,400, and I'm on retainer for 90 days at $10,000 per month with the company. Now, he had never done retainer-based deals. He always did transactional deals. Fly in, do your thing, fly out, right? Oh, I can advise you long-term. I can coach, I can mentor, I can be an executive resource. Yes. Long story short, $32,400 plus 90 days at $10,000 per month is another $30,000, $62,400. By changing not the work and not his expertise, but by changing the depth, duration, and detail, and the distribution method of his existing expertise, because he was already brilliant, just like you're already brilliant at solving the problems that you solve for clients. But you might need to reformulate it and repackage it and redeploy it in bigger, better, deeper ways. Now, let's talk about list building. Let's talk about generating leads. Let's talk about having this be an easy, effortless part of your business and not some big drag. The first thing you need is a deep understanding of what your prospects want, need, and value. And you need content that directly addresses those pains, problems, headaches, challenges, and gaps. a simple set of online tools that we're going to talk about here in a moment to capture email addresses and to deliver that value-rich content that your folks are already hungry for. Here's an example from my friend Jay Bear. Jay Bear runs the largest content marketing blog and a very successful content marketing company called Convince and Convert. And he's got a checklist here. This is a pop-up that shows up on his website. 7 virtual event success factors. Enter your email address here. So when you come onto the site, this pop-up shows up in about 30 seconds. And this is one of the key ways that Jay Bear generates leads for his expert-based business. Here's my buddy Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. So this is an ebook. It's not a checklist. It's not a cheat sheet like Jay has. It's an ebook. It's not a long ebook. It's just a good ebook. Hidden Dangers of Discounting Your Price ebook. Ah, look at this handsome devil. It's our illustrious host, Mr. Dove Gordon. Free 3-part training via email, how to never again wing it in your sales conversations. And this is one of the ways on Dove's website in the freebie drop down. You can get this, you can get a whole bunch of other cool things. These are what we're talking about. So it doesn't matter if it's a 1-page checklist or, a webinar or an ebook or an email training series, but we need something that your folks will be hungry for, that they will appreciate, that they will want to get their hands on, that speaks to one of their direct problems. Now, I'm guessing because Dove knows his target market so well, and he's had thousands and thousands and thousands of prospect and client conversations, and an emerging pattern has been that Dove consistently hears, man, every sales conversation rolls out differently. I never know what to say. I always feel like I'm winging it. They don't have enough structure. I'm always caught off guard. I always say the wrong thing. Well, once you hear that dozens of times or hundreds of times, or in Dove's case, in my case, thousands of times, you're going to create some content to address that need. You're going to put that content behind a simple landing page, and you're going to start to collect leads of people who are interested in solving that problem. And that is true with Dove, and that is true with Mark, and that is true with Jay. So don't worry about what it is. Worry about it being highly relevant and highly valuable. It could be a 1-page checklist. It could be a 20-page ebook. It could be a 3-part email series. You can keep this super simple. My biggest tip on the technology side is to also keep the tech super simple and do not overwhelm yourself with tech. The easiest tools I've found, and many of you already have some things in place, and if you like those, that's great. But if you're just starting with some serious industrial strength lead generation and email lead collection, I've given you special access to 2 of my favorite tools. One is MailChimp, and the other is Lead Pages. And you're familiar with both of these because you've gotten probably MailChimp emails from various mailing lists that you're on. Some of you may even be already MailChimp customers, and you registered for this special masterclass using Lead Pages. So if nothing else, then you are on the customer side. You are on the client side of having a Lead Pages experience. The 2 URLs that give you some special access and some free extended free trials, doitmarketing.com/MailChimp to get you into MailChimp, and doitmarketing.com/Lead Pages if you want to try a Lead Pages free trial that will get you in and have you experiment with that. Anything other than these 2 things for what I just showed you, you do not need. People say, oh, should I buy Infusionsoft? Should I do tagging and segmenting and autoresponders and workflows? And no. The answer is no. Please keep the tech super simple. These are 2 of the simplest and the most powerful tech tools that I know of that will let you collect leads, build your list, build your platform, and start to collect a database of people who are interested in solving the problems that you're already brilliant at solving. Now, why are these important? These are important because we're living in an attention economy. And my definition of an attention economy is very, very simple. That means first you have to earn their attention before you earn the chance to ask for money. So the attention economy is giving value first. Giving value first, I call Happy Meal marketing, because people should be better off just by experiencing your marketing. Just by downloading your ebook, getting your cheat sheet, being on your webinar. They should learn something, they should take away something, they should be able to do something, whether they give you money or not. Our clients get a beautiful 7-course meal with white linen tablecloths, 3 kinds of forks, 4 kinds of knives, 3 different wine glasses, but nobody leaves hungry because everyone gets a happy meal. The happy meal is your marketing. The happy meal is what's on your website, what's on your LinkedIn profile, what's in your cheat sheets and checklists and ebooks and webinars and emails and so forth. I have people that have been on my email list for decades, not years, but decades. They don't unsubscribe and they've never bought a gosh darn thing, but they like me and they like the content and they get value from the content. But I might not be their coach. I might not be their mentor. I might not be the person that they want to buy from, but the value they're getting just from my marketing is worth sticking around for. Please listen to that again. The marketing that you're doing needs to be worth sticking around for, even if people never buy from you. Because those might be your advocates or champions or referral sources or introducers. They might not be your direct clients, but they are your fans at a distance. They are your second-degree fans. That they're not your buyers, but they will refer, they will recommend, they will send you people because they admire and respect your work. If you don't do happy meal marketing, you're going to turn off your first-degree prospects and you're going to not even have a second-degree outer circle of prospects. Now, let's talk about how you stand out in the crowd, how you stand out among all the noise that's out there. If you want to stand out, here's my best advice. Stand out. I know it sounds funny, but it's true. So take a stand on your topic, right? Be bold, be opinionated, be contrarian. Do not be afraid to share your biases, slant, and personal and or client experiences. So I mentioned that I wrote the Do It Marketing book back in 2013. There's a chapter in there called Branding is BS. There's another chapter in there that says, don't waste your time following up. By the way, I was right about the branding. I was wrong about the follow-up, but that's okay. It was contrarian. It was not what they expected to see in a marketing book or a sales book or a small business growth book, right? Branding is nonsense because most branding consultants don't do it right. Don't bother following up because following up, you're doing it wrong. You're pestering people. And if they can't make a decision, then you're talking to the wrong person in the first place. So you can see there's a little bit of a twist or a slant to that, right? You should follow up with the right people, but the challenge is you're 90% talking to the wrong people, and follow up with the wrong people is a complete waste of time. Here's the deal. The web does not need more vanilla information. Doesn't need more vanilla information from you. Doesn't need more vanilla information from me. Prospects want specific insights. They want guidance. They want help that they can't get elsewhere. So no matter what your topic is, branding, strategy, leadership, innovation, customer service, personal finance, health, wealth, parenting, weight loss, if I can Google something on weight loss and I can get 100 great articles and I can get 50 awesome videos, and your awesome video number 51, I don't need you. Your awesome article or blog post 101, I don't need you. You know what we need? We need you to rant. We need your manifesto. What's right with the world? What's wrong with the world? What's the misinformation out there? What are some of the myths and truths? When you take a stand, when you start to rant, when you start to put your manifesto in place, think of these as a manifesto, and think of these in terms of what would the world look like if everybody followed your advice. If everybody followed your advice, they would stop wasting time with this. They would stop hoping and wishing and praying. They would start doing that. They would start implementing this strategy. They would start to get results in this area over here. This is the kind of thing that we need. We need insights, biases, perspectives, opinions, guidance, and help that is not a dime a dozen and that they cannot get anywhere else. Because you are the thought-provoking expert who makes them think differently, not just about the solution, but about their problem. That's the real key. That's how to stand out in a crowded, noisy marketplace. That's how to win in the attention economy that I just finished talking about. Now, let's talk about some marketing craziness. This is danger, danger, hide your eyes, cover the ears of your small children, cover the ears of your pets. Keep out. Serious injury may occur in the marketing crazy zone. And this is a snapshot of the marketing crazy zone. All these shoulda, coulda, woulda, FOMO, fear of missing out, oh my gosh, I have to be on Instagram and YouTube, and I have to blog, and I have to make videos, and I have to do launches, I have to send emails, and I have to be just like Dove Gordon, I have to be just like David Newman, I have to do all of this exhausting marketing. Well, here's the secret, my friends. Dove doesn't do exhausting marketing. He doesn't assign himself 100 marketing crazy jobs. I don't do exhausting marketing, and I don't assign myself or my team 100 marketing crazy jobs. So this is a problem because you think you need to be everywhere doing everything all the time, and the fact is that you don't. Now, it's not your fault, because if your email inbox is like my email inbox, here is a typical day. Oh my God, we got to do podcasting. Holy smokes, we got to create a movement. No, 15 platforms to create and sell online courses. I'm so glad that some YouTube training came in. Here's some tools of the trade. I have to learn how to craft an offer. That's it. Oh my goodness, someone has a summit that I need to go to. How to get new business from 3 sources I already have. Program important update. Oh, thank goodness I got an important program update. And today's my last chance for something, and someone made me a quick video. My friends, this is just one day. This is one day in my inbox. Does your inbox look like this? I'm guessing it does. But no wonder you're pulled in 17 different marketing directions, and that the marketing crazy zone is so seductive. Have you fallen in? Just very quick yes in the question box. Based on what I just shared, truth-telling time, have you fallen into the marketing crazy zone? And we're going to help you get out of it. Today, we're going to help you get out of it. But have you fallen in? Does some of this sound familiar? Does that inbox look like your inbox? All right, so we're getting a lot of yes, guilty, but dragging myself out. I love that. Yes, with lots of exclamation points. You stole a screenshot of my inbox. Yes, exactly. I did steal a screenshot of your inbox. So very nice. I love that. How'd you get a copy of my inbox? How did you do that? All right, here is how to do marketing and content marketing without making yourself nuts. It's my very simple 5-day plan. It starts with writing one piece on Monday that is insightful, contrarian, bold, and different. 500 to 600 word blog that addresses one of your clients' big problems, challenges, gaps, blind spots. Second day, Tuesday, flip open your webcam, riff on it for 2 to 5 minutes on video. Take that source video, upload the native video to Facebook, upload that same native video to YouTube, and upload that same native video a third time to LinkedIn. If it's 2 to 5 minutes, LinkedIn has a 10-minute video limit. So 2 to 5 minutes is perfect. Lives on YouTube, lives on Facebook, lives on LinkedIn. Day 3, create a very simple 1-pager PDF, infographic, little short 5-slide PowerPoint, and PDF it. What I want you with that is email that out and then link back to your Monday blog and your Tuesday video. On Thursday, you're going to create an infographic or a little meme, little quote meme, create an image using a simple tool like Canva, post that to your LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, link that to the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday content, and then put a lead pages front end on that. So add an opt-in email collector in front of that. On Friday, you're going to go to selected online blogs, portals, groups, and communities where your target market is already gathering. And you're going to ask a genuine question on that same topic to spark conversation and invite people to engage with you and with each other around that question. As people start to engage, as they start to comment, as they start to complain, as they start to engage, you can cherry pick some of those people and say, hey, by the way, I just blogged about this, and then send them the link to what you posted on Thursday and start to collect their emails. So this is literally creating one piece of content on Monday, doing a short video on Tuesday, upload it to 3 places, creating a very simple PDF on Wednesday, email that out, link back to your Monday and Tuesday content. On Thursday, do the infographic or little internet meme, image, post that to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, link back to your blog, the video, and the PDF download, put an opt-in in front of that, and then go to groups, forums, communities, blogs, portals where your target market is already gathering. They're already discussing these kinds of problems. Ask a question on that topic, start to foster some dialogue, engagement, comments, cherry pick the people that look interesting to you, say, hey, by the way, I just blogged about this. Here's the link in case you're interested. And then they will go there, they will get it, and then that might even lead to a direct prospecting conversation. This is marketing for dummies, and it's also pre-marketing and pre-sales for people who might be predisposed to hire you and do business with you. And this works with the corporate market, it works with the entrepreneur market, it works with government, healthcare, whatever your target market, whatever your niche happens to be. There are hundreds and hundreds of online blogs, portals, communities, and groups where these people are already gathering, they're already discussing the kinds of problems that you're brilliant at solving, and by the very fact that you're not there, you are missing out on the simplest, easiest marketing plan there is. So you can screenshot this if you want to. This is your super simple content marketing plan. You do anything more than this and you're wasting your time. I genuinely believe that. You do anything more than this and you are completely wasting your time. The magic here is repurpose, redeploy, and repost in various different formats and media the same piece of content so you squeeze every drop of juice out of the lemon. Number one secret to success, according to Ray Kroc, who's the founder of McDonald's, someone asked Ray Kroc, they said, Mr. Kroc, what do you think is the real secret of your success? And he said, well, I guess the real secret of my success is that nobody ever walked into one of my restaurants who wasn't already hungry. So the entire game plan that I just laid out for you is to connect with your hungry target market. And these are the people that are predisposed to buy. They have the ability to pay. They have the eagerness to pay. And they want to solve this problem because this problem is costing them time, money, challenges, heartaches, headaches, frustration, whatever it is. But finding that hungry target market is a big piece of this. So imagine if all 4 of these components were firing on all cylinders like we talked about. Right? Number 1, you're crystal clear on what you do. Number 2, you're crystal clear on how you do it. Number 3, you had a game plan to find these exact clients like we just talked about, that you're no longer trying to boil the ocean and sell anything to anyone for any reason, and that you've got a beautiful integrated product suite that is small, medium, large, and supersize ways of changing up and modifying the depth and duration and detail of your work, like we saw with Tony, like we saw with Bryn, like we saw with our other client success stories. I'm curious if all 4 of these, you felt 100% confidence that you had all 4 of these dialed in, 100% complete clarity, focus, and alignment. How would that feel? Type in the question box, what are some emotion words that you would be feeling if you had that dialed in? I specifically remember when we were, our old website that previous to our website redesign last year, but our old website that I had for 10 plus years, I never quite dialed in what I really did and who I did it for until one day around 2010, 2011. And I still remember the feeling of going to that website, finally reading what was on my homepage and going, oh, that feels so good. I'm so relieved. I'm so clear. I am so focused. What I actually do is what I say I do. And who I help is actually who I help. And I'm not guessing. I'm not hedging my bets. I'm not covering all the bases. I am now declaring who I am and who I'm not. I'm now declaring what I do and what I don't do. I'm now declaring who I'm for and who I'm not for. And that feeling of relief, and I love these words that are coming in, relief, satisfaction, clarity, confidence, yes, 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 and yes. Totally spot on. Relieved, calmer, feel like a Top Gun. Exactly right. Exactly right. That's our goal. That is our goal here. Once you have your alignment completely tuned in, that's what it's going to feel like. Copy Green came through our program. She says some nice things, but I'll jump right to the chase here. I jumped into your program, and after the first week using the tools I developed with your guidance, I locked in a $60,000 plus contract. The reason I share this success story, this is about making those decisions and having that clarity about the who, the what, the where, the why, the when, the depth, the duration, the detail, the winning the attention, being relevant, being contrarian. The other interesting thing with this one is this was her first sale to this particular prospect. What that means is she wasn't selling small. She wasn't selling, oh, here's a little $5,000, $10,000 transactional thing. They had a big problem, and she sold them a big solution. So here's another soundbite to take away with you. You cannot serve big if you sell small. Please write that down somewhere. You cannot serve big if you sell small. So stop selling the transactional little small programs and small coaching and small consulting and dip your toe in the water type of services, and be fearless, be shameless, right? Solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. That is what Copy was able to do with the clarity and the focus and the decisions that she got by going through our program. Now, you don't need to be a beginner. You don't need to be just starting out. Dove mentioned that I'm in the $1 Million Speakers Group, and some of my clients are also in the $1 Million Speakers Group of the National Speakers Association. So Bill Cates and I did some work together last year. He says, I run a multi-million-dollar business. David's coaching has been invaluable for me. Whether you're new or a seasoned pro, David will show you how to run a better business and therefore make more money with a step-by-step process that produces tangible results. So you can be anywhere on this journey, right? Beginning consultant, intermediate consultant, expert, coach, trainer, speaker. You can be as seasoned as Bill Cates, the referral coach. And we still have some work to do on the clarity and the focus and the decisions and so on. Now, let's talk about enrollment and sales process, because this is an area where a lot of people drop the ball. You can be the world's best marketer, generate leads till the cows come home, get somebody on the phone or on a Zoom call, and you blow it. You blow it, you blow it, you blow it, and we don't want that to happen to you anymore. So here's the enrollment and sales process broken down step by step. You can call these a discovery call, an assessment, a strategy call, an intake session, call it what you will. Whatever this is, it needs a structure. And the structure that I recommend is that you tell folks that we're going to cover 4 things. Number 1, where your business or practice or career is today. Where your business or practice or career is going, right? So future pacing the vision, their goals, where they want to go. Number 2, where they are today, where you are currently. Number 3, removing the roadblocks. So if you're a career consultant, removing your career roadblocks. If you're a leadership consultant, removing your leadership roadblocks. Number 4, what other people like you have done to create success. So if you're talking to IT managers, what other IT managers, just like you, have done to create success? If I'm talking to consultants, what other consultants, just like you, have done to create success? The first question I always start with, because it opens up people, it gets them talking about their favorite person, which is themselves. Give me a quick sketch of your professional journey up to this point. What have you done to get to where you are today when it comes to blank, right? Marketing, sales, leadership, innovation, strategy, personal finance, fitness, whatever it is that you do. And then we'll spend the rest of the call on where you'd like to go next. Now, they will talk for 5 to 7 minutes. They will give you the backstory. They will kind of give you all the details. You are listening and you are taking notes. The magic phrase near the top of the call is, after you've done that initial 5 to 7 minutes of listening, you say, do you mind if I treat you like a fee-paid client during this call? What that means is, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. Do I have your permission to do that? And when they say yes, you can go into full-on coaching and consulting mode. And when you go on to full-on coaching and consulting mode, it's another flavor of Happy Meal marketing. This call, which is an enrollment call or a sales call, this call is going to have value for them whether they buy from you or not. So here's the big aha. Don't tell them about your smarts. Show them. Deliver a powerful experience of value on that enrollment call. Make this a phone call they will never forget. A phone call or a Zoom call or a conversation that they will never forget. Treat them like a client, and in their mind, their choice becomes, oh my gosh, this was awesome. Do I want to continue? Because you've already given them the gateway drug. The gateway drug is, oh my gosh, Dove is so smart. Dove is so insightful. Dove is so generous. I want to keep working with this guy. It's not, I wonder what he's like to work with. I wonder what kind of advice he would give. I wonder, is this David Newman a smart guy or not? Or, what would being a client feel like? Well, now they know, and you want them to continue that feeling because of the tremendous value they got on the call. Here's what you say at the end of the call. And again, feel free to screenshot this. This is my gift to you. End of call script sounds like this. Bob, before you wrap up, I have one more question for you, and then I'm happy to answer any of your final questions. In my experience, two kinds of folks sign up for these consultations. The first group are folks who just want the free advice, and that's really all they want, and that's fine. The second group of folks are also wanting the free advice, naturally, but they're also test driving what a working relationship with me would feel like. Which group do you find yourself in? Which group do you find yourself in? Now, here's what's going to happen. Some will say they're in category 1, just wanted the free advice, didn't want to hire a consultant, don't need to bring you in, wasn't shopping around. Some will say category number 2 and say, no, I saw your LinkedIn profile and we do sort of need help in this area. And I was, kind of kicking the tires and test driving what a working relationship with you might feel like. Fantastic. Some will say they started out in category 1, but they're now in category 2 because you totally rocked the consult and you gave them so much value. They had no intention of hiring you or bringing you into the company or working with you, but now they do. Now they do. And what you're going to do is you're going to set up a separate call to maintain the integrity of that exploratory chat and to avoid any feeling of bait and switch. So right there on that call, if they say they're in category 2 or they say they just hopped into category 2, you say, that's great. That was not the intention of our time today. This is not a bait and switch. I just wanted to purely be helpful to you and share some ideas. Because you say you're interested in exploring the next step, let's look at our calendars right now. I've got tomorrow at 10. I've got tomorrow at 3, or we can also do Wednesday at 11:15. By the way, I'm on Eastern time. Which one works better for you? And book that second call right at the end of the first call. At that point, you know it's a sales call. They know it's a sales call, and they are pre-qualified and pre-interested in doing business with you. So that is how to have these high fee enrollment conversations. Now, as we're wrapping up here, we're about to get into our big Q&A. I also want to share something special with you and a little Dove Gordon special gift, special consideration. I'm not exactly sure why you showed up today. It could be that you're a consultant, coach, or expert who wants to dramatically ramp up your reach and revenue. It could be that you're an emerging consultant or a corporate refugee who wants to escape the 9-to-5, or, as we said at the top of the call, you've already been escaped, perhaps not of your own volition, but you now want to build a strong platform to launch your high-fee expert-based business. Or you're perhaps a seasoned consultant, but not sure where to take it next or how to nail down your most profitable niche, your best possible offers, your business model, and your prospecting plan. We have training, coaching, mentoring, personalized support, a fantastic system and a process, and some templates, tools, and scripts to help you with all three of these things that we talked about today: the clarity, the focus, and the decisions. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to share those with you, give you a special Dove Gordon only opportunity to hop into that, and then I will hang out for Q&A for as long as you have questions. So you may be asking yourself at this point, well, okay, David Newman, this sounds nice, but how do I apply this process? How do I apply this system for starting and growing a high-fee, expert-based business given the current climate that we're in? Obviously, you've got a choice. You can do it slowly using trial and error and some of what I taught you today, or you can do it quickly with a proven, repeatable system, steps, and tools. And that's what we have for you. I always like to bring in the big guns when faced with a big decision. And this is my favorite Albert Einstein quote: everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. And that is, in fact, the mantra and the guideline that we have with our program called the Expert Profit Formula. This is a complete step-by-step system. It takes you by the hand, as in step 1, step 2, step 3, everything that you need to know and do. There is no ambiguity. There is no confusion. It is filled with templates, models, examples, and exactly how-to information to help you build a thriving, expert-based business. And it's got coaching and support built in to help you reach your goals, meaning that there's always many paths up the mountain. You can try and figure this out yourself, and you've probably spent some time doing that. That looks like this crazy jalopy on the left. Or you could do the Expert Profit Formula, and that's this beautiful BMW M6 convertible on the right. If there are, in fact, many paths up the mountain, I know which car I would rather get into. The car on the right seems a little bit safer and more fun and more enjoyable, and I probably have a better chance of getting up to the top of the mountain as opposed to this crazy jalopy thing here on the left. So, Expert Profit Formula is an all-digital online program. I'm going to break down kind of the parts and all the cool things that you get and some bonuses for you. And this is, like I said, a training and mentoring program. It is not just a course. It's a training and mentoring experience. 4-module, step-by-step digital course with 26 lessons. That's the curriculum. You can log in anytime. It's all digital, all mobile-friendly. Phones, tablets, computer, whatever you have. You can take it on the road, take it on the run. Self-paced with all lessons available right away, so there's no drip, there's no waiting. Nothing is left out and nothing is assumed. So you get the content in the portal, you get coaching from me and the team, and you get a community of like-minded experts and consultants to give you 100% support. Here's how the money part works. You could try and figure this out on your own, spend thousands upon thousands, or hire a consultant for $15,000 privately. For my private clients, I've charged $1,000 an hour or $15,000 for a 90-day one-on-one private consulting relationship. I couldn't keep up. A number of years I turned that off. That's no longer available. So the question is, what are you going to be investing? The investment is obviously not $15,000. It's not even $1,000 an hour. It is online right now at $19.97. But for Dove and his community, we are doing something pretty special because of this webinar today. The entire system and 90 days of coaching, 50% off, plus some VIP special bonuses that I have for you. It's going to be $9.97 for you. The place to go is Get EPF for Get Expert Profit Formula, getepf.com, and we've activated right now a special coupon code. Dove, D-O-V, will take it down by 50%. So your $19.97, after you put the coupon code DOVE, D-O-V, into the checkout page, will drop this down to $9.97. So here's what you're getting. You're getting the complete video training, and actually I have to update this slide because it says 22 step-by-step skill building modules. There are actually 26 in there now. So we've already upgraded the program once. That's another thing to note, is that you are getting free upgrades for the lifetime of this product. Monthly mastermind calls with me. You're also getting some private coaching with our coaching team. You are getting a clients-only Facebook community where I'm constantly in there. Our coaches are constantly in there, answering questions, giving feedback, etc. One deeply discounted ticket to our live boot camp that's coming up September 23, 24, 25, and an expert marketing library that is continually refreshed and refilled with new cool things. As I come up with them, I put them into the expert marketing library. So all of that is yours when you go to the checkout page. It's getepf.com, coupon code DOV, DOVE. This covers everything that we talked about today. Covers the what do you do, how do you do it, where to find great clients, how to build your integrated product suite. Get EPF for expert profit formula. Getepf.com, coupon code DOVE, DOV. Here's what you're getting: lifetime access to the full training, 26 step-by-step video modules, all the templates, tools, and scripts, 90 days of coaching and mentoring, free upgrades, lifetime upgrades to this product. So when we add more to it, or we add to the expert marketing vault, you're going to get that, plus some fast action VIP bonuses just for Dove's audience right now. First one of which is an installment plan. We ordinarily do a 4-pay of $597. When you put that coupon code in, DOV, that goes down to $297. So the 4-pay is $297. You also have an option of doing the single pay, obviously, at $997, but we're trying to make this as budget friendly and wallet friendly as humanly possible. So there is a 4-pay option. Once you put in that coupon code DOV, you'll see the $597 payments immediately drop down to $297 payments. You're also getting our Platform Builder video series for how to build your platform, get more traffic, leads, and sales. I gave you that 5-day social media content marketing plan, for example. Platform Builder goes into a lot more detail about all kinds of other things you can do to generate leads. You also get our Speaker Profit Blueprint course for online and virtual speaking. You get our Private Coaching Success course, which is really your fastest path to cash, help you monetize high-fee private coaching programs, whether you consider yourself a coach or not. And each of these we sell for $197 by themselves. You also will get a second discounted ticket to our live expert boot camp. This is going to be virtual. It's not going to be with these smiling faces like you see here in person. It's going to be virtual on September 23, 24, and 25. And you also have a 100% guarantee. Here's how this works. 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. You are totally covered. I got your back. If you do the work and you make the decisions in modules 1 through 4, and after that, you don't feel amazing about your progress and results, we will give you a 100% refund. So this program works if you do. Obviously, this program will not work if you don't do the work. So that is not a valid reason for activating the guarantee. But if you do the work and make the decisions that we're asking you to make, remember, clarity, focus, decisions, that's the whole point of the program. And you don't feel amazing, you're not getting results, you don't feel it's going to work for you, we will give you a 100% refund. The place to go is getepf.com. Coupon code is DOVE, DOV. Total value of all these cool bonuses and fun things is over $11,000. You're getting lifetime access to the full program, 90 days of monthly group calls with me, 3 private coaching sessions with our amazing coaching team, Facebook group open 24/7 for questions, accountability, and to build community and relationships. All the risk is on me. You literally have nothing to lose when you enroll at getepf.com. Coupon code again, DOV. Here's what this looks like. You're going to go to getepf.com. It's going to open up this checkout page. You're going to scroll down. You're going to put in the coupon code we've been talking about, DOV, for my friend Dove Gordon. You're going to click on this button that says apply. When you click the apply button, that is when it's going to kick in the discount. You will then see your $19.97 get reduced down to $9.97. You will see the 4-pay get reduced to the $297 times 4 monthly payments. You're going to click on enroll now, and then a couple of quick success stories right before our Q&A. I wanted to share with you a more of an emerging speaker and expert, a mid-career and a seasoned one. So Karen Batesville came through our program. I had no problem getting booked. I had a problem getting paid. All you're going to do is waste your time if you're not willing to invest a small amount of money that you'll get back many times over. I feel great about my results so far. Lisa Hain came through our program. She's our mid-career expert, mid-career consultant. Within my first 2 weeks, I used your material to close a client for $5,000. I used your exact coaching and tools to sway the client to choose me when their board voted today. I now know how to do this with every prospect going forward. Wouldn't that be cool if you knew how to do that with every prospect going forward? And then finally, Alan Zimmerman, very successful, multi-six-figure, seven-figure speaker, member of the NSA Speaker Hall of Fame. A lot of people talk a good marketing game, but nobody does it with the pizzazz and brilliance like David Newman. Not sure about the pizzazz, but I'll take the brilliance compliment. So that's very nice. Made marketing a joy instead of a pain, and I love the bottom line results of David's work. He gets my highest recommendation. So whether you're brand new, mid-career, or seasoned and advanced, the Expert Profit Formula will help you. Once you go to getepf.com, type in our coupon code DOVE, D-O-V. Here's what will happen. You're going to get the payment confirmation email. You'll be added to our official EPF list of cool people, and we do have an EPF list of cool people. You're going to get the training portal logins. You can start right away this afternoon. You'll get the Facebook group invitation and a welcome kit email with all the details. So let's go into our Q&A right now. Here are just the details of what we're doing. And I'm going to start a little countdown timer. Like I said, I am happy to stay until every question is answered, but you're getting the 90 days of hands-on mentoring. And by the way, go ahead and if you have questions about anything with today's training or about the Expert Profit Formula or any of the content that we shared today, please type that in the question box. As you do that, I will just review this, then we'll get to your questions and start to dig in. 90 days of hands-on mentoring with exact step-by-step proven system on growing your expert-based business. Bonus number 1 is the Platform Builder Program. Bonus number 2 is the Speaker Profit Blueprint to help you find stages, both virtual and real, once real comes back. Bonus number 3 is the Private Coaching Success training. That is your fastest path to cash, as I mentioned before. 90% off our 2-day live event, and that should actually be 3 days, sorry. 3-day live event, September 23, 24, and 25, plus a 90% off ticket for you to bring a friend. And then a 30-day do the work, and you will have amazing success, 100% money back guarantee. Place to go is getepf.com. I think Sam on my team here is probably putting that in the chat right now, so you have a clickable link. Please don't forget to put in the coupon code DOVE, D-O-V. We don't want you paying full price. We want you paying 50% off on this webinar because you're here with Dove Gordon. We always take care of our friends. We want to make sure that you get maximum value, maximum bang for the buck. All right, let's go to the question box. I'm just going to fire that up here in a moment, and let's see what is what. I always forget how to pop out this question box, so bear with me for one quick second. There we go. All right, good, good, good. So how long, this is a great question, how long will it take to implement the actual work? Fantastic question. I tell people 5 hours a week. I tell people 5 hours a week is what you need. So that breaks down to an hour a day. Part of that hour is doing the, watching the training and making some of the decisions and taking some of the action steps that we're going to ask you to take. And literally 1 hour a day is going to be enough. Because remember, we're not doing the marketing monkey work. We're not doing the 100 marketing jobs. We're not exhausting ourselves with chasing our tail with social media and trying to be all things to all people and trying to be everywhere all at once. So I would strongly, strongly encourage you, this is not going to take extra time. This is going to take the time that you should have been doing all along. Doing it the right way, the streamlined way, the effective way, the way that you're only connecting with buyers who can afford what you do and who are expecting to pay premium fees. And you've got an integrated product suite that has small, medium, large, and supersize investable opportunities. So it's only going to be about 5 hours a week. What else? Let's see. Yeah, so getepf.com. Coupon code is DOV. And that is for both payment options. So we're getting some questions about that. Elsa, I'm a wardrobe stylist. I operate at the intersection of wardrobe confidence and up-leveling. Would this apply to me? Well, it certainly would. Whether you do styling, in person or virtual or on Zoom, or you start teaching, or you want to build an online course. Again, it's about that integrated product suite. That Elsa, you're probably doing some things right now in one way that might not be scalable, and that we should find some ways for it to become scalable. That might not be national. So maybe you only work kind of, local and regional, but you want to be a national level expert. And we can talk about some ways to do that inside Expert Profit Formula. And then innovating the ways that you share that expertise as a wardrobe stylist, whether that's for executives or for sales professionals. So even niching and thin slicing your existing market so that we're not trying to boil the ocean and trying to be the wardrobe stylist for everyone, but we're trying to be the wardrobe stylist for a specific target market. And the questions I ask, by the way, this is great litmus test for everybody. Ask yourself the following 3 questions based on what you do. Number 1 is, who suffers from it more greatly? Who suffers from the problem more greatly? Who needs it more desperately? And who will value it more highly? Those are the people that should be the first batch of people that you focus on. And maybe they become exclusively the only people that you focus on, because now you've got a highly targeted, highly niche business. So Elsa, I'm very confident this program will work for you. I would recommend pop over to getepf.com, coupon code DOV, and we'll get you in. Mike says, I don't know exactly who my target market is. Will this help me? Absolutely. That's one of the 4 key things that we talked about, is making those foundational decisions and having the clarity to make the decision, being willing to focus on a certain target market and solve a certain set of problems for a certain set of people, and then figure out, where's the money? Where's the money? Where are the buyers, Mike? Where are the people that you truly want to connect with? That is an integral part of this program. So again, I would recommend pop over to getepf.com, coupon code DOV, gets you your special VIP pricing, all the bonuses, all the goodies, Mike, and let's hop in, and we'll help you make that decision so that you have the clarity and the confidence and the control over your business and over your prospecting and over your sales process, that you can start to generate a consistent business without those dips, without undercharging and wrong charging, and talking to the right people in the right language who have the right problems that you're already brilliant at solving. JW says, how does the 90-day coaching work? So we actually have a coaching session this afternoon. So I pop in, I do office hours. We also have a big monthly call with me. We have our amazing coaching team, Sarah and Stephanie and Sam. And no, it's not by design that all their names start with S, but it just happens to be the case. So you get some one-on-ones with them. You get the group calls with me. You get the pop-up office hours and coaching clinics with me. And over the course of 90 days, so when you come in now, 90 days from now, you will have had 3 coaching calls, 3 group calls, some office hours, some coaching clinics, and some other cool things. And most importantly, you have had the clarity and the focus and the decisions to start generating revenue, or to reboot the business in a different direction, pivot it, flex it, etc., so that you are generating cash even before you're done with the program. That is our aspiration. That is not necessarily a guarantee, because of course it depends on your work, but that's our goal. That is certainly our goal for you. All right. Would it be possible to delay the 90-day coaching? As a matter of fact, yes. Great question, JW. We've had a number of people who enrolled from a previous webinar that we did at the beginning of July, and they had a similar situation. So what expires is the savings. If you say, hey, come in and let's defer your start date on the 90 days, we're happy to do that. We do that all the time. So just send me a note. My email is david@doitmarketing.com. After you're enrolled, send me a note. I will forward that to our coaching team, and we will adjust your active coaching start date. So great, great question. Would it be possible to delay the 90 days of coaching? Yes. And JW says, I currently have too much on my plate and would want to wait a few weeks until I can focus 100%. So yes, the savings go away. The program, we can defer your start date, and we do that a lot. Charlotte is asking, how many hours of content in the modules? Well, remember Albert Einstein. My job and my responsibility to you is to make this as simple as possible, but not simpler. So each video is between 7 and 15 minutes. I don't think any of the videos are really longer than 15 minutes. Most of them are 7 to 10. And there are 26 of them. So do the math on that. 26, let's say average of 10 minutes, 260 minutes. So what is that, 4 hours plus? Yeah, 4 hours plus for the whole thing. But they are action-based. They are not learning-based. That's another fantastic question, Charlotte. This is not just a learning program. This is an implementation and an action-taking program. So it's not learn, and then let's see what you do. It's learn and do, learn and do, learn and do. So you're implementing at every step along the way. And you might remember some of our case studies and our testimonials, like Bryn Tillman. She said, I got 2 new clients just doing my homework in week 1. I got 2 new clients doing my assignments in week number 1, because we get you into market-facing, prospect-facing, client-facing activity almost right away. So this is not a learning program. It's a doing program. It's an implementation program. It's an action-taking program. And we've kept the content to the minimum to maximize your success. Charlotte, does that make sense? So we've minimized the content, right? Albert Einstein style. So as simple as humanly possible, but not simpler. And I made this program as short as possible, but not shorter. I hate these programs that are unconsumable, where they throw you in. It's like, you get 57 90-minute videos to watch, and then people go, well, I didn't finish the program. Of course you didn't finish the program. Nobody finished the program. They're unfinishable. Those programs are unfinishable. This program is 4 hours and change, and it is eminently finishable. And remember, you have 90 days with us. You have 90 days with us to work through 4 hours of content. I think you can do it. And I know you can do it. I know you'll get great, amazing results from it. So again, pop over to getepf.com, get expert profit formula, getepf.com. Coupon code is DOV for our friend Dove. Nick says, I'm sorry, could you repeat what the one-on-one coaching aspect looks like? That is with our team, and you do get time with me. You get time with me in at least 2 different ways. One is our monthly group call, and one is what we're doing this afternoon with the folks who are in the program, which is a coaching clinic day, and that is also directly accessing me for advice, insights, questions, etc. And then Nick says, okay, so the next comment is, Nick, thank you. That answered my question. Beautiful. Andrea says, can I talk with someone over the phone if I have questions after the webinar is over? You can. You can. So I'll tell you what that is right now, in case you want to activate that and get onto our calendar. Our COO, Charlie Posnack, is the guy that answers all the questions about the program. If you have questions and you want to do this later on today, it's callwithcharlie.com. Callwithcharlie.com, Andrea, and we are happy to talk with you and answer your questions and clarify anything that might not be clear here. And okay, I think that might be the end of all the pre-submitted questions. I apologize, things were flying fast and furious. If you asked a question before and we missed it, feel free to pop that question into the question box. if you have a new question, we got 2 minutes on the countdown timer here. Feel free to ask those questions. As we're wrapping up here, let me throw it back to Dove. Dove, if you're still on, final comments, thoughts, words of wisdom, my friend.
I'm still on. Great presentation as always. Did you hear me right?
Yes, 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 yes. You bet.
Okay. Yeah, very practical, hands-on. And if anybody feels drawn to take the next step with you, they should.
Awesome. Good, good, good. Thank you, my friend. Other questions? Like I said, I'm happy to hang out until I outnumber everybody. And questions about the training today, questions about the methodology, questions about the expert profit formula. JW says, what are the 3 questions that you ask to kind of test the target market? Number 1, so you have 2 of them exactly. Who suffers from it more greatly? Who needs it more desperately? And who would value it more highly? So where are the biggest gaps? Where are the biggest shortfalls in skill, talent, capability, competency? I'll give you a quick example just to pick on a group. And I always like to pick on engineers because why not? So if you were a presentation skills expert and you ask these 3 questions, like who gives the absolute most boring, terrible presentations, you might very well land on engineers, right? Overly technical, too many formulas, too many words, too much, jargon and gobbledygook. So they are totally terrible at it, right? Do they suffer because of this? Yes. Especially sales engineers that go out on client-facing appointments, right? They talk too much, they say the wrong things, they don't listen, they think it's all about the tech and the specs, and they screw it up all kinds of ways. And then who will value it more highly if it's an engineering manager that says, okay, what impact would it make if we took most of your sales engineers and took them from being average presenters to being amazing presenters? Do you think that might have an impact on the number of engineering contracts and engineering projects that your firm gets hired for? And the answer is probably yes, big, OMG, holy smokes. So that's the kind of analysis where and again, this is not just based on what you think. This is based on a listening campaign, which we talk about in Expert Profit Formula. It's you vet and you validate your assumptions, which we tell you how to do in Expert Profit Formula. So there's a lot of guidance, JW, on how to do that in the program. But just the very quick rule of thumb benchmark is who suffers from it more greatly, who needs it more desperately, and who would value it more highly. Okay, well, let's do this. We have the portal still open. The checkout page is still there at getepf.com. Don't forget coupon code DOVE, D-O-V. And we're going to keep that open for you for this afternoon. Hop in. We cannot wait to see you inside the Expert Profit Formula. Dove Gordon, my friend, I always appreciate your friendship. I always appreciate your advocacy. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hosting today. Everyone else, will see you inside the Expert Profit Formula. And thanks again for hopping on today.
Thank you, David.